We have so much to talk about today, you guys. We got Traitors, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, stuff going on with Lala Kent and other Bravo celebrities. So grab a beverage, you guys. Hopefully you're wearing something comfy. Smash that like and excuse me, Prince. Let's get this party started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. Your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture. Joleen Lunzer here for another No Offense, All Offense, where we take a look at pop culture news, our favorite reality shows, competition shows, things we love to hate, things we hate to love. We take a comedic look at it, we roast it, we recap it, we have a little bit of fun. Reminder, I'm very opinionated, but that does not mean you have to have the same opinion as me. You're welcome to sound off in the live chat or the comment section, and we can agree to disagree.
That's my opinion!
Just my opinion. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you, Amalesh, for starting the live off with the first super chat. Appreciate that. Made sure I stayed up for this. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to support the channel, you can do what Amalesh did here. You can send a super chat while we're live. You can hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. You can consider joining a membership or Patreon. Or just hit the like and subscribe, whatever you would like to do. Also, in the description of this video, I have links where you can help those affected by the California wildfires. We have two links. We have one that takes you to the Google Doc for all of the GoFundMes that people have organized with descriptions of them, so you can kind of take a look if you're interested in helping a family. Otherwise, there is a KTLA link that shows all different ways you can help, from helping wildlife to helping people to donations to everything in between. So please take a look at that as we appreciate everyone who has helped in the California wildfire relief efforts. Yes, we need a Prince Red Tail meme. He is just, once I start my live, he's like, oh, I'm here for this. He is very, very excited. Producer Prince in training. He's slowly becoming like not in training because he's just so adorable, right? So now he's just eating my sweatshirt. Thank you, Artist, for the super chat. Artist says, hope you're staying warm and cozy, Joleen. I am, and thank you so much for that super chat, Artist. I hope you are great and you're having a wonderful week. You guys, we last night, if you missed it, we did a watch party for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And that was fun for the newest episode. We're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be doing a watch party for Salt Lake City for the finale tonight as well. I have to make that live, so make sure your notifications are on for the channel. And then we'll be doing a watch party for the Traitors newest episode on Thursday. I do have a show Thursday night here, so I think I'm still going to be able to do a watch party because I don't think my show is till later in the evening. But I will keep you guys updated on that. Okay, so yes, smash that like. It lets people know we're live and invites them over to hang out with the Lean team. Okay, first things first, you guys, let's talk Traitors. So obviously there will be spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, you haven't watched the first 3 episodes, this might not be the segment for you. So you have been warned. But the Traitors have dropped another interview little package as we await Thursday's new episode with the murdered contestant and the banished contestant, the latest. So we have Chanel Ayan from the Real Housewives of Dubai, and then we also have Tony from Survivor in this little package. So let's put our Traitors game faces on, you know, our strategic faces, you know, because this really is ESPN for us, okay? These are our sports since the Vikings embarrassed us yet again in front of the LA Rams. Shout out to the LA Rams, but the Vikings, oh, that was a rough one, you guys. I didn't want to talk about it yesterday, but today I can say that was an embarrassment. It was embarrassment. And bring on JJ McCarthy season next year. Hopefully the quarterback that we drafted that got hurt, and we used Sam Darnold, who did win like 14 games, but then the playoffs was like, have you ever played foosball before? Have you done this before? Has this been a thing that you do, Sam Darnold? Is this what's going on here? You gotta get rid of the ball. I mean, I just started becoming a foosball fan, but I'm pretty sure you gotta get rid of the ball. You can't hold it forever. You can't hold it forever. Okay, I'm not gonna be hurt. I'm gonna let it go. Let it go, Elsa. Let it go. All right. So let's put our strategic caps on. I want you guys to sound off in the chat. What do you think about what Chanel Ayan and Tony from Survivor is of what they're saying here? So give me a thumbs up in the chat as soon as you can hear the audio for this.
These bitches are just killing housewives. I just figured that out. Everybody's jealous of a housewife.
My heart broken. I got banished, but I didn't get murdered. So I'm still alive, here to talk to you about it.
My son said, Mom, you are the worst liar ever. If you're not gonna be killed, the first person, I'll be very proud of you. Guess what, Cookie? Mommy was mad at the third person. You know, I didn't have a strategy. I'm a beauty bitch. I am not a thinking bitch. I think I was killed because I'm fabulous. Bob, the drag queen, I think he fucking killed me. I thought that he's jealous about my looks because a couple of times he'll be like this. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this man? He goes, but I came with the looks. I thought I was gonna be the look queen. And I was like, oh shit, he does not want to see me fabulous. I'm the queen of fashion, honey. Game on, bitch.
Usually I talk myself out of a lot of situations. When I'm in the round table, I felt like I was in quicksand. I just kept falling deeper and deeper. So at the beginning of the round table, Alan gave his cryptic clues again by saying trust needs to be earned, not given. So all I'm thinking about is 3 new players came in. You can't just give them their trust. They got to earn it. So when Rhob said what he said, it looked to me like he was trying to earn trust by telling him, oh, I gave Tony a shield. And I'm saying to myself, if these people are smart, they're going to be like, that's not earning my trust. If you want to earn my trust, you should have told me you gave him a shield when we asked you at the breakfast table in the morning. That's useless information. In fact, it just shows that you were hiding it from us. You should have just left it alone. You didn't have to say anything. And then Rhob felt like he wanted to overshadow everybody else so he can claim that he was the one that took part of getting Tony banished. Or he might be a traitor and he's trying to throw everybody off the scent to try to build trust.
The reason why I'm dead was he used me. I fucking never felt used in my life. He promised me that he was going to give me the shield. I gave him 9 coins. Nobody else did that. And he went and chose somebody else. What a liar. I'm a supermodel, darling. I ran for you. You need to come and bow down and thank the queen for that.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's been said. Let's talk first about Chanel Ayan talking about, where did Dave go? There he is. Okay, Bob the drag queen possibly targeting her right out the gates because of her looks. What are we thinking in the chat? I will tell you, I don't think that was the issue. I don't think Bob the drag queen is jealous of Chanel Ayan. I think Bob the drag queen is a huge icon in his own right, as is Chanel. I feel like this is a little played up, obviously, for it's a housewives. It's very much a housewives narrative, you know, that this would happen. But I don't think Bob the drag queen is. I think Bob the drag queen still came with the looks. Ayan still came with the looks, and we're fine with that. But this little feud, I wonder, you know, now that we've seen Chanel Ayan comment on social media this same narrative that Bob is jealous of her, honey, I wonder if there's going to be some beef between the two of them out here in these real life streets, you know. So Chanel very mad, not really mad at the other traitors per se, but just Bob. Feels like she was targeted by Bob. I'm going to be rewatching the first couple episodes as I do my recaps. I feel like the housewives, yes, were targeted, but they didn't do themselves any favors by getting off the boat, going onto the pontoons and being like, we're loyal to each other. And also they are living now in the Phaedra Park shadow. And it seems like a lot of the people playing don't want to get played by a house wife. Once again, let me see what you guys are saying. Silly Goose said that's a weird take. It's a weird take. I feel like it's a little dramatic. It's very Chanel Ayan in her personality to be like, you're just jealous of me, bitch. You know, but I don't really think Bob the drag queen is jealous of her. I don't That's not what I think. Anna says, I was surprised about the drag queen has never watched a housewife show. The housewives are great pawns for traitors. This choice was a mistake. Well, that could be another reason why maybe, Bob is so okay with targeting housewives, is because he's never watched the show. So he doesn't realize this take that Anna's saying is they can be great pawns for traitors. Because I think that the friendship that Bob could be building with housewives, knowing that he is a traitor, and using them and, getting as far as he can, I think that is like a missed opportunity. Cammie says, Bob isn't jealous of anyone. Pamela says, Bob the drag queen is a force to be reckoned with. Fly Girl says, by TV stats, are the Real Housewives more prominent? I don't think so. RuPaul's Drag Race is a huge popular show, so I don't think so. I would almost argue, even though I'm not a RuPaul's drag race aficionado by any stretch of the imagination. I know we have some here in the chat, Jamie B being one of them, but I would almost argue that Bob the drag queen's bigger than a lot of the housewives on notoriety and name. But I just think that maybe not all of the housewives, but I would say the drag race queens, they're a big deal, so the housewives are a big deal in their own right. Certain housewives, people are like, who? Don't even remember who that is. But I feel, it feels like this is a one-sided beef. That Chanel has Ansa's Drag Race was more popular when Bob won. It's not big anymore. Okay. So that makes sense. But for me, not knowing a lot about Bob the drag queen or their journey on RuPaul's Drag Race, everyone I talk to about Bob the drag queen which is basically everybody else, I'm the last over here who doesn't know anything, says that Bob is just like a legend, an icon, all the things. So Pamela says, that's like Jennifer Aiden telling those people at the airport she was a celebrity. If you have to shout it out, then you probably aren't a celebrity. Valerie says, been watching RuPaul's Drag Race for, it's 17 years. So Valerie, you're an aficionado. You know what's up. Nobody better than Aman, in my opinion, Witness is saying. So interesting take by Chanel. Then we see Tony. And Tony's talking about Rhob and what he thought Rhob was doing. And I think that's exactly what Rhob was doing. Rhob giving Tony a shield is a way in which to, be like, look at me. I'm not going to go against my own Survivor people. I'm a good guy. And oh, Tony, I tried to give you a shield and then you didn't talk to me. You just like left me on read, So do I think you're a traitor? I mean, obviously not, because I am, but but you could be. But you haven't talked to me, so it's not my fault. Kylie says it's not one-sided. Bob has been going off on Twitter. Okay, well then it has reached over to the real life, or I should say social media streets, and I'll have to check out Bob's tweets because I had a feeling once it got to this interview especially, that Bob would reply. Anna says, I watch every season of Drag Race, but it doesn't have that same hold on pop culture that it used to. Interesting. I wonder why that is. Maybe just because it's a show that has been on for so long. I'm not seeing any Linda Evangelistas or Cindy Crawfords out here lately. Disappointing in my opinion. Oh, as far as like the supermodels go? Yes. Boston Gate came out, like Shine's saying, came out the gate for Tony. Rhob said that to take the heat off Bob the drag queen, and I thought Derek clocked it. We'll see if Derek did in fact clock it, but Rhob definitely came to the defense of his fellow traitors, being Bob the drag queen when heat was put on him by I think it was Dylan Efron put heat on him. So Rhob came out and was like, well, all right, you're gonna lean into this Tony thing. Plus, let's be honest, Bob doesn't want Tony there. Any Survivor winner or Survivor person isn't going to want someone who plays, I don't want to say a similar game, but kind of willing to do whatever it takes, and he probably can't trust Tony. So we'll see. Okay, let's keep listening.
My high of the game was seeing Jeremy. My low was seeing Carolyn. Before traitors were picked, she already pegged me as a traitor. And people have no choice to believe Carolyn because Carolyn wears everything on her sleeve. She cannot hold back a secret. I don't even think that girl can lie. And she made it a public announcement. She said, Tony, I'm so scared of you. You're so deceptive. You're so devious. I was like, I'm screwed. Another Survivor player advocating against me. My reputation in Caroline did me in.
I don't like the tattoo girl, Caroline. She kept on asking me if I got a shield all night. And then I kept on drinking red wine. So I don't know if I told her.
I had a few allies. Jeremy, I was good with Nikki, Queen Bob. He was good with me. He was fun. That was a loose cannon.
Dylan is the traitor.
Tom is a
I
loose
am
cannon.
going to be so heartbroken. I like him. He was good to look at. He reminds me of Ted Bundy. You know, Ted Bundy was so pretty, but then he was also a killer. So I just pray to God that he is not.
She said that Dylan Efron reminds her of Ted Bundy. And she hopes that he's not a killer. Oh, shit. Now, this is why I wish she would have lasted longer, because I think she's funny. You guys hit that like. Let's get those likes up. See if we can hit 100 likes. It's a free way to support the channel.
I think the possible traitors are Robin would be my first one. I think Danielle is right up there with Robin. I think Queen Bob and Bob H. Out of those four, I'm pretty sure two of them are traitors. And then Rob might be
Good
a
read.
special traitor.
Good read.
You want to know who the traitors are?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't think I'm ready to know. I feel like my stomach is literally rumbling.
So Tony has it clocked. He's got 3 of the traitors already clocked, being Bob, Danielle, and Rob. And Rebecca, that's hilarious that I forgot that Zac Efron played Ted Bundy in a movie. So maybe that is what Chanel Ayan is picking up on. Like, that's his brother. Or maybe she's just like, he's just an attractive young guy who could also be a and so another reason why it was good for the for them to get Tony out of the game, because he had clocked. Now they're going to find out who the traitors are. Now remember, Tony is talking as if Carolyn, I was not happy to see her. She's just no way. And Chanel Ayan saying, I don't like that Carolyn lady. And you'll see their reactions. It's pretty interesting.
I'm not prepared.
If this is Rob, I'm going to be sick.
I think this is like the first time you feel sex is gonna be wonderful, but it's not.
I'm sick. Dang it! Dang it! That's Rob being Rob. And he's sitting somewhere in a turret right now thinking of who he's going to murder. And here I am sitting down on the loser's chair.
Rob?
I did not see that one coming.
Danielle, I'm not surprised with that at all. At the breakfast table, she was over dramatic. Fireman Jeremy was onto her before I was. And I keep making fun of him. I'm a cop. What are you doing in a castle? This is a crime. Get out of here. He pegged her quick. Danielle, she's not doing a good job. They're onto her. Danielle's going to be going soon.
Oscar goes to Danielle. God damn it, that bitch played me. Danielle played insecure, very worried. She is damn good. You probably are the best murderous woman I have ever seen. Brava. I'm not even angry at you.
Bob the drag queen, I had him. He came.
Okay, so interesting to see the difference in the gamers versus the housewives. So Tony, obviously, as a Survivor person, and we talked about this previously, I think that the gamers are going to clock this behavior from Danielle is a little too much. The crying, the... just like, oh, I think it just doesn't really, if they know anything about Danielle, it does not fit her personality at all. I think a little bit of that is okay, but too much of that, you're going to get clocked by the gamers. Meanwhile, that behavior is one of the sole reasons that the housewives believe in Danielle and are so shocked that she is a traitor. So it's working. That strategy is working on the housewives, but not on the gamers, which is just so interesting. These two different worlds, because, Chanel Ayan and the other housewives are looking at this like Danielle is coming off as with like an insecurity and she's nice and there's no way she could be a traitor. She's a faithful like them. Meanwhile, Tony's like, you're doing too much. You're being too emotional. And so Danielle's going to have to find a happy medium where she can be a little emotional and connect with people and look innocent, but also not too much where it looks like she's doing it just to get people off the scent of her, where it looks fake, Shine says, especially when she volunteered to get off the boat. Yep. Anna says, which is why they should keep the housewives and getting rid of gameplay. Yes. Anna, that is a good point, that they're definitely not, they're not seeing. The traitors are not seeing this, seeing how they're not paying as much attention to how they are perceived by the housewives. It's that, and it could be also be a combination of maybe it's the Phaedra effect, where some of them, and not even gamers, but even like Dylan Efron, they're terrified to be read and called out by a housewife after seeing Phaedra. But you make a great point. I mean, they could actually utilize that because the housewives are able to be manipulated on an emotional level, kind of like that, because they're not thinking, even though they should, because housewives do this all the time, that Danielle would be crying or insecure and be a traitor. It could also be that they just don't know anything about Danielle. They don't know anything about these gamers, really. I mean, remember Chanel Ayan? She's like, and who are you to Boston? So, all right.
To me at one point during the game, and he's looking me in the eyes. Tell me, are you a traitor? Are you a traitor? I said, Queen, I'm not a traitor, man. I'm a faithful. Okay, I believe you. And I'm like, okay, that's it. That's all it took. From that point on, I was getting suspicious of him. A lot of people are suspecting of him too because he's good at everything he does. He's very well spoken. He's funny. He's done it all.
Rhob, the drag queen. I'm so used to people being jealous of me, and I knew nobody was gonna kill me because everybody loved my looks. Everybody gave me compliments. You did not get no fucking compliments, and that's why you killed me, bitch. Bitch. And you will never be.
This is too much. Like, this is when people say the show it's too much. This is too Chanel. This is batch. This is too much. I feel as though we have a little acting happening here. This is too much, Chanel. This is the screaming, the bloody murder. I mean, I think she was really funny while she was on, but is she really this mad? I think she's doing it for a bit. She's probably been encouraged to do it for a bit. Like Anna's saying, she's doing it a bit. It's too much. We pull back a little bit because it's screaming, bash.
Look, everybody gave me compliments. You did not get no fucking compliments, and that's why you killed me, bitch. Bitch. And you will never be fabulous as me. He's so lucky that he killed me because my game plan next day, if I was alive, was to call him out. I was going hard on him.
Carolyn, wow. That is crazy. I would have never, ever, ever, ever.
Good job, Carolyn.
Be a traitor. And nobody in that castle right now will think that. She's a genius. I thought it was just her being reckless, not knowing what's going on, just telling the truth because she can't hide the truth. I underestimated her and I judged the book by its cover, and that's why I'm sitting here right now. I am so proud of her.
Yay.
Carolyn is going to win this game.
Caroline, I think she's a better traitor than Bob because she's like laying low, pretending like, oh, I don't know what's happening. Do you think they're going to kill me today? Bitch, you're the one killing. If I have to pick who's going to win, Danielle, just because she's a hot grandmother.
Someone else is coming to see you.
Like right now.
Okay, so now Tony and Ayan are going to meet up like we saw Dorinda and Wells do last episode. I like that they're doing these little like extra segments. I almost wish they would do more. I think there's so much more that they can do, but I like that they're at least doing this. Yes, Christy in the Plant says Ayan pulling a Danielle with the overacting. So just, it's a lot. But like DGF saying, that would be round table worthy though. If it was at the round table, but now after the fact and you're yelling and like, that's a little too much. But I do love this for Carolyn. I love that Carolyn is able to fool these people, because again, it's her curse, and it's also her, what do they say? It's your curse, and also your not advance, but your benefit. It's the fact that people look at her as if, oh, she's just flighty. She's just kind of all over the place. And no way, she's not as organized. Like she's not as strategic. Like she's not as smart as she really is. Yes, Shine, thank you. It's her curse and her strength. So the fact that Tony had underestimated her so much, and I know Chanel is going to say, oh, I knew it was Carolyn, but I don't think she really knew it was Carolyn. I'll have to go back and watch. I don't remember her ever saying that, but maybe she did. But I think this is true for a lot of people aren't thinking it's Carolyn because she is just able to kind of be herself. And since she's used to being underestimated and people looking at someone who looks like that or has behavior like that, and we talked about this yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and they just assume like that doesn't fit the mold of what we would think like a cold-blooded traitor killer would be, but in fact it is. So that has made Carolyn, successful thus far. Yes, blessing and a curse. Thank you. And the fact that Chanel Ayan is like, oh yeah, I thought it was going to be Danielle because she's a hot grandmother. Not a hot grandmother. I mean, Danielle is. She's only 52 years old. Yeah, she's a grandmother, but that's her reasoning. There's no way she could be a traitor because she's a hot grandmother.
That was punished. I swear to God, if it's Tony, I'm gonna cry. I put him in a bad fucking position if it's him. I really hope it's not him, because he was so kind to me too, honestly. I got played, I got brainwashed. Since I put his name down, I have not fucking slept, because my heart was telling me to put Bob, the drag queen. I swear to God, I pray it's not him. No! No, I did not want it to be you.
What?
Let me just explain why. I got pulled by Bob, the drag queen, and he said to me, everybody is talking about Tony. He's 100% a traitor.
I told you I'm not a traitor. You didn't believe me?
I know, but I'm telling you why. I felt like I was lied to, and I felt immediately at that table that I made a wrong choice. And I should have followed my instincts.
You had nothing to do with me getting banished.
Oh, really?
Nothing.
Why
But
were you banished?
they all wanted me out anyway.
Oh, really?
You might not think because I put your name, that was the reason. Me putting your name, immediately when nobody did, I knew I put a target on your back. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry.
I appreciate that so much.
So I really want you to know that your wife and your children are very lucky people to have you. And I want you to know that. Like, you're a good man.
Thank you so
And
much.
I'm sorry for killing you.
You.
Seriously. I mean it.
He's
So
like, you
let's go
didn't.
through the names of the traitors, and you give me your thoughts on them. Bob the Queen.
I wish him not to win. It was the fake love.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone was so genuine
Yeah.
with their love towards me.
Mhm.
And he was doing the fake. And I hate it. What do you think about him?
I like him.
Good.
He's the one who pretty much killed me.
See, you're such a good person.
No, do you know what I did to people on Survivor? I hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, he
In order for
did.
you to win, somebody has to
Yep.
lose. It's the game. What do you think about Carolyn?
If I figure her out,
Yeah.
I think people are going to figure it
No,
out.
no. My money's on Carolyn. The
So
only
that means I'm really good in this game.
Yes, that's very tough to figure Carolyn out. So
I did.
anybody figures Carolyn
Oh,
out,
I
they're
did.
geniuses. So
Yes,
you're a
I did.
genius.
This game has made me realize I'm smart. Thank you. Not just a beauty.
Danielle,
She has a nice ass
nice
for
man.
her age. Nice ass.
She has a nice ass.
Super. Like up there for a 52-year-old woman. Like,
What do you think about the game? The game, not the ass. A gameplay. Like, what do you think?
I mean, her ass made me think she wasn't a traitor. So I think she's playing it
Oh
good.
my
she's
God.
not. She's a little bit over emotional with things that she shouldn't have to be.
That's how she got me to believe she wasn't a traitor.
Yeah, but when you see it every day, it becomes like, oh my God, it's compounds, you know? How about Rhob?
I know nothing about Rhob. He looks like dangerous. All I've heard, he's a good player. He's gonna win.
But that's the problem. He's a good player, and people know that, and the reputation that got me out
It's gonna get
is
him out.
probably going to get him out. I really want the Faithfuls to win.
Yeah.
I want Jeremy to crush it.
I want Britney to win because of her story.
Yeah.
And I want Dylan, of course, to win. Like, I really want the Faithfuls to
Yeah,
win.
me too.
What pisses me off is I didn't get a chance to stand there as fabulous and grand as I am and be
Oh
like,
my God.
you think you can kill me?
They killed you. So
I'm sorry, but this is the duo I didn't know I needed. As I was watching them interact with each other, I had no idea Chanel Ayan felt so like bad and thinking she's the reason that, the entire reason that Tony is banished. And their little back and forth, she's like, you are such a good man. And all this, and I'm so sorry. And he's like, that's okay. Like, I came into, you don't know my history. I am not very well liked in these times. I've done things to get to where I'm at. And just the chemistry between them, I would love to get their silly feedback for the rest of the show. They give them their own, basically I'm saying give them their own show now. Give them some kind of reality show together. What a duo that I never saw coming was Ian from Real Housewives of Dubai and Tony from Survivor. No. I don't see. Shine says, what did Ian figure Carolyn out? I didn't see that either. I think she said she didn't like her, but I didn't think she figured her. But I think that's what like some of the housewives think, like if they don't like that person, if that person is not genuine, then I don't like them. So then they're probably a traitor. Even if I don't say they're a traitor, I'm going to think they're probably a traitor. But the two of them, right, are just like the best little duo. So, yeah, give them a podcast, give them something. I don't think this will be maybe the last we see of the two of them. I did not expect to have this much joy watching the two of them together. So Ian again saying, you know, Danielle, it's Danielle. She did so well. And the same reason she believes Danielle is doing well and is not a traitor is the same reason Tony believes she's not doing well and is a traitor. Which is fascinating. That's what makes this game so fascinating is you see it from the gamer's perspective and then like the housewives bachelor type perspective, the non-gamer's perspective, and it often is very, very different. And I like to get that perspective because I'm so immersed in watching these games like Big Brother and previously The Challenge and Survivor that I kind of think like the gamers. And I forget that, like, no, the housewives are going to look at this differently. And it is very, very interesting. Yeah, Cammie Prince is like, Mom, I like this producer thing. I just get to get love. I get to chew on your sweatshirt. Yeah, Tony got a lot very quickly, which is another good reason for the traitors to have gotten him out, but not the best for the faithfuls to let him go this soon if they're trying to suss out the traitors. Trish says, I haven't seen Traitors yet, but I have to now. You have to. And there's a new episode dropping tomorrow night, I think 6 p.m. Pacific. So like, this little guy is just like, his eyes are closed. He just looks up at me like he's extra, just like his mom. So extra. So yes, he's so cute and snuggly. So I can't say no to him. I can't say no. So very interesting to get their different perspectives, to see how the traitors are doing through the eyes of gamers and non-gamers, from the banished and the murdered, Tony being banished and Ian being murdered. And I'll have to look more into the beef with Bob the Drag Queen and Chanel Ion. I wish that if that was going to be, you know, some seasonal beef, we would have seen it a little more this season, but obviously we're just 3 episodes in and we're down 4 players, or I should say 4 faithfuls have been murdered and banished already. So the season is moving and shaking with a quickness. Okay. Let's talk about the next thing that I have here. Hold on. Guys, smash that like if you haven't already. I'm trying to navigate around my lovely little kitty Prince here, as he's just like, I'm gonna do what I want when I want, and you can't tell me anything. All right, I'm gonna text all these to myself so that we could just pull them up very nicely. Okay. Let's go to Kim Zolciak and Croy. Oh, goodness gracious, it's never ending. This is like this is the divorce that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. How can they be in the same house for so long, going through this divorce for so long? So they're still allegedly squatting in this house, and the police are getting called. There's like not even any furniture left in the house, and they're still fighting. It's like, give it up. Thank you, Pamela B, for the super chat. Happy Wednesday to you and your fur babies. Thank you, Pamela. That's so sweet. But give it up. At what point are we just going to go, okay, can we rush this along? I mean, the two of them are, it's a hot mess. All right, so let me show you guys what we are talking about here. TMZ has posted yet another Croy and Kim police cam video. So they're in the final days in their home, and they're far from peaceful, and we have the police body cam to prove it. So give me a thumbs up in the chat as soon as you can hear the audio on this, but it's ridiculous. Wait till you see this.
Company.
Hello.
I come out here to move, her stuff or whatever they got going on, or I don't know what their marriage situation is.
Hello.
He blocked me and said I couldn't leave.
Okay, yeah, so you can't do that. I mean, you're about to leave.
Yeah, we're done. We're
Okay.
about to leave.
Croy, my ex-husband, is trying to block everything. He's locked me out of the door.
Okay, what is the legal situation here? Because I think there was a point that you guys were like, so there's some like a legal litigation going on that people are trying to move out, and some people could not move some stuff. What was the deal?
Croy stole a bunch of stuff, and so I'm just getting out like the treadmill's mine. And
Okay, so it was any like
so I have a document that says what some of it's like obviously irrelevant at this point because there's no purchase because he stole them all, but you know things.
okay, where's Corey?
He's sitting over here on my China cat. We're coming here to the left.
Okay, hey, right now, sir. Hey, I'm Sergeant for the Milton PD. So what's going on?
Well, this individual here seems to think that everything belongs to her.
Okay.
And they continue to empty out this house
Okay.
with property that belongs to me.
We have a court order for some items that are mine. I own the majority of this furniture before I ever met her.
Okay.
Like my office, the dining room, all sorts of things. When I went to LA a couple of weeks ago, I came home and he stole a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Every pot and pan ever. Yeah, it's 3 full kitchens. Pots and pans, you name it, it's gone. So I started to move my stuff out.
Okay.
And that's mine.
Yes, ma'am. You guys are married?
Yeah, we're going through a divorce.
So you're still married, though?
Yes.
Okay.
And he has harassed this company so many times. I go to sleep and he moves.
So this your moving truck right now?
Yes.
Okay.
And this has happened 3 other times.
Yes, ma'am. You cannot prevent this truck from leaving.
I can if it's full of my stuff.
Well, as I said, I can't prove that it's yours or hers.
Right.
Okay, so at this point, this person can't. Like, I don't want you to get in trouble for preventing a person from leaving your property if they're here legally.
Their bodies can leave. That truck's not leaving.
Well, that truck can leave.
It cannot leave my property. Once
Well, as I said, that's well,
there's no law.
but there's
There's
her,
no law that states anything about that.
but it's her property as well.
It's my property.
It's her property as
It's
well.
my property.
Well, okay, but I guess you can't prevent that truck from leaving,
So
sir.
I can't prevent that truck. It's on my property. So
That-
when it pulls down on that property, it's down on my
That's
property.
not-
There's
that's-
no law that says I
that truck
can't.
is not yours.
There's no law that says I cannot.
That truck is
Private property.
that truck is not yours.
I know.
That truck
Everything on it is.
at this point, okay, there's no paperwork.
Right. But what's the law of that truck?
Can I talk?
I'm asking for the law.
Okay, can I talk?
Yes. you can.
Okay, so this truck came over here
Correct.
with your wife's or ex-wife request,
Uh-huh.
right? So this is as much as her property, it is yours,
Right.
correct?
Correct.
Okay, listen, ma'am, I don't know exactly what's going on because it's the first time I've been here. But what I understand is that there is a process that is going on right now between you and your ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband about the divorce, about something that in the past he could not remove any furniture from the house.
Let's start
And
over.
as I said, I'm not.
I went to LA and I came home to nothing.
Okay, listen,
So,
listen.
This is just
Listen. Just
I get
because
it.
he,
I get it.
just because he did, do you believe that he did something that he shouldn't do?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, well,
Oh, I thought you were asking me. I'm
no,
sorry.
no. Can I finish talking, please?
Yes.
If you believe that he did something that he was not supposed to do, that's you have a legal representation, correct? So you contact your legal representation, advise that he is in the contempt of the court order, and you go from there. Same thing I explained to him. If this is contempt of the court order, he has to file the same thing.
It's almost over. I'm moving.
Okay, but again, it doesn't matter if it is about there's one piece of furniture left. It doesn't matter. You guys have to come to an agreement because at
I'm
this
a very
point,
rational person, sir.
Because at
Police
this-
have not. They called for Troy. They didn't call for me.
I understand what I'm saying is that the whole situation is coming because there are two adults that cannot come to an agreement. And again, there's a reason why there is a
Because
court
he doesn't
order
like what's done to him.
because there's a court order in place.
Right.
And you guys have to obey what the judge said, what the judge signed.
So ultimately, the moving company is able to leave with the things that Kim has packed up, despite Croy sitting on their china cabinet and with his arms crossed saying, "Eh-eh." And then as you can see, the moving truck leaving. And how many times the police have been called out to this damn house since they have announced their divorce and then getting back together and then divorce again. It's ridiculous. But as you can see, the truck was able to leave, and it's all just the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's ridiculous at this point. And yes, I noticed some of you in the chat were commenting that they might have left the house, or they might, maybe one of the daughters posted a video of them throwing like a party. This was from 12:15, and TMZ is just sharing it now, the police body cam footage that they got from a call. And it seems like Kim went to LA, and she said he got rid of a bunch of her purses, and he said that no, she keeps clearing this house out, but they're both still living in the house. I don't even know what the status is on the house. I know they weren't paying their bills and such. So for either of them to be like, this is our property, is it your property? Because I don't know. And yes, the younger kids that are there, I feel so bad for them to be in this like War of the Roses type situation. It just like, leave. Okay, this isn't like an Ariana Tom thing. This is calling the police on each other. And they both are, I don't even recognize, I mean, Kim's always been a lot problematic. I don't know much about Kroy before this. I do see a lot of people, and I don't know if they were just like Atlanta Falcons fans, and so they are saying, Kroy wasn't always like this. Some people are saying, hey, your mom warned you, Kroy. And we know they were together when she was on Atlanta Housewives. They met at that charity dance event thing, and they got together very fast and very furious. And the breakup has just been so messy. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Osflygirl says Kim has many addictions that aren't properly addressed, and that was the detriment of their family. We've heard things about gambling addictions and such. So yes, Curly, views for yous. Thank you so much. Hit that like if you haven't already. And over pots and pans. She's like, and he took all my pots and pans. I saw people commenting saying, you're broke when you're fighting over the pots and pans. You can now no longer pretend to have money and all these things when you're fighting over pots and pans. And remember, Andy Cohen, he warned Kim years ago, like, I'm worried about you that you might be like mismanaging your money. You might be overspending. And she's like, oh, no, we're fine. I mean, she was acting like, they got it like that. Remember, she said her cashmere made over like some millions of dollars in sales. And I'm like, I've never even heard of that brand. I don't know anyone who owns cashmere anything. So I don't know what this lady is talking about. Chickenhead PK Dorkface Neely, thank you for the super chat. Says sending hugs from the rainforest. Look at the Cash App. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will take a look at that. Thank you, Chickenhead. Such a sweetie. Kid's daughter is filming a new show with other Bravo kids about living in New York City. Yeah, we do have that Bravo Kids show that is coming out. We're only 11 likes away from 100 with 200 people watching. So let's see if we can hit that 100 and then get to 200. Yes, no, Michelle, that is like, no pots and pans are worth this kind of embarrassment. The fact that that man is sitting on Kim in her, like Ryan said, signature robe that she's always seen in with the glasses and then he's sitting on her china cabinet like, no, they can't leave my property. This is mine. You want that china cabinet? Sir, run away. Try to get anything try to just do something with your career. I don't know, as an ex-NFL player, hopefully there's something out there you can do. There's some kind of, the more messy and trouble you get into, the less you're going to be able to work with brands or do anything post NFL careers. I know a lot of, professional athletes and stuff. They can do like public speaking and motivational speaking. They can work with brands. They can work with, like football networks. You can go work with another team, do anything than what you're doing with Kim. But I think he's so now ingrained in the reality TV culture and this fight that they're both just messy. Immortal Geo says, is Kim still hanging out with Chet Hanks? I don't know. I know they banged. I know they were on The Surreal Life, but I don't know if they're still hanging out. I have not followed up with that. So, you've seen, D Jeff says, I've never seen Cashmere online. Yeah, I've heard her bring it up, but I'm like, I think I saw them maybe on their social media, her and her daughters, back in the day talking about Cashmere. And I think they tried to get the Kardashians involved, but no. End up said Kim and Kroy both disassociated from their parents when they got together, which not necessarily the best sign to alienate yourselves from. I know Kim's parents are interesting. But I don't remember Croy's parents being problematic. So yeah, he could do podcasting. There's so many things he could do. Kylie says, I don't know, guys. Have you checked out the price of California sets lately? Shoot, I'd fight for my non-stick skillet too. But at this point, to that embarrassment though, I feel like Croy could have the potential to make money again. Both of them technically could. This isn't going to be the last time, unfortunately, for those of you who don't want to see her anymore, that Kim is going to be on any kind of reality TV, or her family, obviously her kids. Her older daughters are on that Bravo Kids show, but they both have the ability to make money. But Kylie. Anna says Croy was not the level of football player that could do those kind of things. Oh, really? He was just like I don't even know what that level would be. Michelle said, Callie, I might fight over the new KitchenAid with the wooden bowl. I might fight over my KitchenAid mixer, even though I don't use it as much as I should, which is never. And I really thought I'd use it more. My husband does, which is great. But yeah, Kim's singing no money, so she's going to have to do more reality TV gigs. What a mess. Just a garbage fire. Get it over with. I know I have been very light in covering this because I just don't want to give that any energy, but it's never ending. So if, you could probably cover something happening with them every day if you wanted to. Okay, now let's move on to one of our favorite little characters and favorite, we'll put in quotation marks, Lala Kent. So In Touch Weekly gave yesterday gave exclusive details of Lala Kent being slammed by ex-Vanderpump Rules co-star Faith Stowers in emotional court declaration.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Oh boy. So let's get into it. I have not read this yet, but I saw a lot of people kind of chatting about this online. So as you can see here, Lala Kent and Faith Stowers. Faith was on Vanderpump Rules for a season. Was she on a season or two, maybe a couple seasons of Vanderpump Rules? Lala obviously on quite a few seasons of Vanderpump Rules. Faith went on, I think, to do the challenge and maybe a couple other things. But former Vanderpump Rules star Faith Stowers accused producers of pressuring her into staying silent about an alleged incident involving co-star Lala Kent, In Touch can report. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, Faith, 35, asked a court to deny the recent request brought by NBC, Bravo, and Vanderpump producers, Evolution Media, to move her lawsuit out of the public eye. So Faith has this lawsuit, and she was recently in court. So Bravo and VPR producers argued Faith's discrimination lawsuit, so she has a discrimination lawsuit out against them, should be heard in arbitration. The defendants said the contract signed by Faith to appear on Vanderpump said all disputes would be heard in the private court setting because they don't want that shit out in public. Faith, who appeared on seasons 4, 5, and 6 of the Bravo reality show, said the agreements she signed are invalid and unenforceable. She asked the court to allow her lawsuit to move forward publicly in Los Angeles Superior Court. In her lawsuit, Faith claims she experienced discrimination while filming Vanderpump Rules. Faith said she was asked to join the show by Lisa Vanderpump when she was working as a server at Lisa's restaurant Pump. In court documents, Faith, a Black woman, said Lisa told her the case needed color. The case needed color. Her lawyer said Faith was subject to racism, sexual harassment, and physical assault in her first season. Over time, her treatment got even worse. Many cast members embarked on an overtly racist social media harassment campaign, accusing her of having gone AWOL from the military, which is false. Oop. Prince is moving the desk up. We got to lock it down, Prince. Okay. So they accused her of going AWOL from the military, which is false. They accused her of being a thief, which is also false, and being a career criminal wanted by the LAPD, which is false, her lawyers added. Faith accused her co-stars, Stassi Schroeder and Kristen Doty, of calling the police on her for a crime she did not commit. And remember, this is like in 2020. And at the time of, everything that was happening in 2020 and George Floyd and the nation coming to the realization that calling the police on Black Americans is very different than calling the police on white Americans, and how much danger Faith was, things that could have happened to Faith by them falsely calling the police on her. I mean, this was all coming out in 2020. And so then obviously it didn't happen in 2020. I apologize for misspeaking, but it was coming out in 2020. And so everyone was like, oh my God. And that is when Stassi and Jax and Brittany and Kristen got, I guess, what society used to call as canceled, but clearly there is no cancel culture because everybody always comes back. Everybody always finds a way to make money. They always find another audience, or they're asked back on to the same exact network, which is always my argument. There is a consequence culture, not a cancel culture, but that's just my opinion. Faith, so she accused Stassi and Kristen of calling the police on her for a crime she did not commit. Stassi and Kristen were fired in 2020, but Kristen was rehired for the spinoff of Vanderpump called The Valley in 2023. Stassi, 36, and Kristen, 41, issued an apology to Faith in 2020. In her lawsuit, Faith said she was also subjected to racial slurs, including about her nappy hair. In a declaration, Faith added, I was also attacked by a cast member brandishing a knife to my neck while threatening to cut a bitch. Who do you think did that? That's got Lala written all over it. I was terrified I would be stabbed, sliced, or disfigured, and I was left deeply shaken by the incident, which was captured on camera and later covered up. I did not know, you guys, that was captured on camera. Oh my God. And they covered it up allegedly. Faith said she reported the incident to producers and NBC and expressed her intention to involve law enforcement. She claimed the show's executive producer called her to discourage her from involving the escalating the situation by speaking to the media. That sentence is a little clunky, but here you can see Faith with Rachel Raquel, Lala in her Tupac swimsuit, alleged DVer James Kennedy, and their friend who worked at Vanderpump Rules as well. And hopefully he's doing better because I know he had some medical issues. Faith said the executive producer downplayed the incident's significance and strongly implied that speaking out would come with severe career ramifications. The next day, Vanderpump warned me that I would be terminated if I could not find a way to get along with Lala. My attacker, she said. So there it is. Lala, according to Faith, Lala went at her with a knife. I mean, we've heard rumblings about this, but here she is in court saying, yeah, my attacker, Lala, who wanted to cut a bitch. Miss Fink, not just the finger guns, she's also the cut a bitch. Out of concern for my job security, I held my tongue and refrained from reporting the incident to law enforcement or disclosing it to media. Faith said despite her doing as requested, she was not asked back as a full-time cast member the following season. Faith said, notwithstanding, VPR producers and NBC declined to exercise my option, instead forcing me to sign a new contract stating that I would henceforth be a volunteer. I was relegated to this volunteer status for my final 2 seasons of the show. I received no compensation, oh my God, despite being treated like an employee under VPR producers and NBC's complete direction and control and remaining a central part of the plot. And we know that Faith and Jax hooked up, and that was a big, that was obviously a big deal within the storyline and the plot, because that was when Jax was with Brittany. So he cheated on Brittany with Faith. And then there was also audio of him post-coital with Faith, and then bad talk, talking badly about Brittany. And so that was a big part of the season and the plot, yet she was just a volunteer, allegedly. Vanderpump Rules and Bravo previously said in court that they vigorously dispute Faith's claims in the lawsuit. In her original lawsuit, Faith described the alleged incident with Lala, 34. It read, Lala and Faith were in Sir's dining, holy shit, it happened at Sir, in Sir's dining room, arguing over Faith's disclosure of something Lala believed was setting confidence. Lala became severely agitated, not Lala, not the picture of calmness. So Lala became severely agitated, losing all self-control and hurling barbs at Faith. Faith and Lala retreated to a back room with Lala still screaming, with the cameras rolling. Lala grabbed a knife from a nearby counter and began brandishing it at Faith, holding it to her neck and threatening to cut a bitch. Faith looked into Lala's eyes while Lala was wielding the knife and could see that Lala was deadly serious. She was about ready to be an episode of Snapped and had completely lost control. And consequently, that she, Faith, was in actual danger. Lala is not a defendant in the lawsuit, probably because she's like, she ain't got no money. She don't got no money. As In Touch previously reported, Faith and Lala's former co-stars, Raquel Leviss and Tom Sandoval, are in the middle of their own lawsuit over alleged invasion of privacy. Tom denied all allegations of wrongdoing. Yeah, Tom filmed Rachel Raquel. I don't know why they added that. In Touch, you got to get better with your writing because that was not good. So, yes, how dare they? Lala is a mother. She would never. She's just trying to feed her baby and cut a bitch. And you want to get popped? You want to get popped?
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Oh my goodness. Michelle says, so Lala freaked out, someone betraying her in the way she did to Katie last season. I guess so. That's what they're saying, allegedly. Yo, Lala actually in a gang. She might be. Lala thinks she's in the gang, I think. Silly Goose says, damn, she needed a lawyer back then. She got left behind. So these allegations made by Faith and that they're talking about in court as Bravo's trying to get it moved to backroom arbitration are crazy. Every time I hear, it's just like, it's not crazy enough not to be believable, though. And the fact that, Faith is saying she felt coerced. She felt that, she couldn't say anything or she might lose her job. And I think a lot of people in a lot of different professions have felt that way when things have happened. Any kind of like harassment from coworkers or, higher ups and things, you feel like, am I going to get in trouble for just like reporting this? Oh my God. Southside Utah Lala. She's like, bam, bitch, don't come for me. Like shit, finger guns. Lauren from Utah, cut a bitch, disengage. And we've watched. So it doesn't surprise me that Lauren from Utah might have allegedly done this because we've watched her get more and more aggressive as the seasons go by and think she's like thug life. She was just like, bitch, disengage to Katie. And Katie's like, what are you going to do? And Lala's like, and it's interesting that Lala only held a knife allegedly to Faith and not all her other enemies within Vanderpump. Oh my gosh. Silly Goose says she wasn't even fired from the restaurant. LVP is so horrible. And I did not realize that. I always, for some reason, envisioned this knife incident happened at Lala's apartment. But the fact that it allegedly happened at Sir, and there is alleged film of this, if that is true, that is, wow. That is so wrong. That's so dirty to do that. So I'm glad Faith is still pushing through with this lawsuit. I don't know how it's going to end for her. I mean, obviously she's going up against some very powerful entities, but put it in the chat, you guys. Does this surprise anybody? That all the things that Faith has been claiming for years, and the fact that Lala held up a knife to her throat, and that Vanderpump and allegedly production and stuff protected her. Oh yeah, Lala, remember she told Jenny McCarthy that she feels like she is the reincarnation of Tupac, even though so if Tupac died in 96, 97, so September 13th, 1996, Tupac passed away. Lala Kent's birth date. Lala Kent was born in 19, so she had already been born. She was born in 1990, so she was 6. And apparently Tupac's soul left his body, according to Lala, and went into Lauren from Utah's body. No. Michelle says, no surprise. K-Bear says, no, absolutely not. April says, no. DGF says, Faith needs to go for Universal's deep pockets. Lisa says, it's hard to support LVP in her shows at this point. She's an enabler. So that's the truth. Like, so much is coming out. Obviously, we have to say allegedly. But things that we've even seen with our own eyes about how she enables just problematic people on the show. Anna says, and this is why I never need to see Stassi again. Faith was treated horribly. Carissa says, Lala really is gangster, Jolene. I think you need to go into witness protection. I'm nervous. Like, don't come for me because I'm Jolene from Minnesota. Okay. Don't come for me, Lala. All right. But I don't think I'll have to worry because Lala, we know, is a really big fan of me. And again, like, I know Lala is a big fan of me, but it's hard for, I can't be a fan of her because of all this stuff. It's just like she makes it impossible to cheer for her, even though she is, singing my praises. I can't sing hers.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Jolene.
Oh, Jolene was excellent.
I guess we got to hear it again.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Jolene.
Oh, Jolene was excellent. What are they saying?
So yeah, she's a big fan, allegedly. Cami says, is there footage of it? That's what they're claiming, that it was filmed. So I would imagine that they've, asked for this footage. Now, if it does exist, will Bravo, NBC Universal, will Vanderpump Rules, will they admit to the footage existing? Is there a way to prove it exists if they say it doesn't exist? I don't know. So Lego says, I want Lala in court facing real consequences for once. Oh, to watch her in court show up. Yes, Lisa, justice for Tupac. Cami says, it's downright scary. Pamela D says, makes me side with Faith a little since they are trying to hide it, right? What goes around comes around, yo. That's the truth. And Faith, I don't think her story has changed in all the time that she has had these accusations against them. I don't remember it changing. So we do know that Lala is allegedly a liar. Okay, I'll just say allegedly for fun. We do know that she has a horrible temper. We do know that she has threatened to pop people, talk, disengage, ho. Talk about fighting, acting like she's a thug, and the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. Like, she's all about that life. So it doesn't surprise me that Lala would do something like that. It also doesn't surprise me that it would be hidden and that Faith would be allegedly encouraged not to proceed with anything regarding these incidents. So, hey, Judge, you want to get popped? This is Lauren from Utah, ho. I'm just trying to feed my baby. She'll be on the stand, breastfeeding. Just be like, I got to feed my baby, ho. I ain't about that life. I'm changed. I'm reformed. Lala's going to come out now. She's going to find God. She's going to, again, she's not in the lawsuit, but you would think that all of this would have some kind of an impact on her, social media brand standing. But so far, it really hasn't. The most that has affected Lala is us just watching her horrendous behavior that they've shown on the show. But so far, these allegations really haven't affected her ability to get work, to continue being invited to Bravo. So I don't know. Lucinda says, sleep with one eye open. Jolene, that girl is going to come up again. The wrong girl. She's going to come up again. The wrong girl one day. Sleep with one eye open. Don't come for me, Lala. She's going to show up and be like, bitch, you want to get popped? I'll be like, no, but I do want to pop. I love pop. Okay? I love it. It's delicious. My dad used to work for Pepsi. Bitch, I'm not about getting popped. I'm about drinking pop. And so are you. Fake gangster. Lala's a studio gangster. Okay. She is disengaged. However, this little stunt, this little attack that she allegedly did to Faith, there should have been an arrest on that shit. How long is the is there like a timeline in which Faith has to press like criminal charges on her? Or is it that it would be like her word against Lala's and she didn't call the police at the time and lack of like evidence, like pictures or something or video that I don't think, if it does exist, I don't think anyone's going to admit that it exists. But yeah, she does love me. She does love me. She thinks I'm excellent. She says, what are they talking about? Joleen's excellent. And I am. But Lala, you're not. Yeah. Is there a statute of limitations with this? And I mean, I know she's probably like, oh, Lala broke. She broke. But she did just buy 2 houses. So maybe, Faith, you can get a little bit, I don't know. You can squeeze a little bit out of that turnip or whatever. See if it works. She's a studio gangster. She really is. You think it's 7 years? What year did they say this happened in? But, oh, man, Lala. Damn. Lucy says, also, was it a butter knife? Like, the one pointed at when Candace pointed it at Ashley, when Candace was just like at the dinner table and she was like, now Candace didn't hold it to Ashley's neck though. She was like, oh, okay, not today, Nick. Not today, ankles. Lala allegedly held it to Faith's neck. That's an intent for sure to harm someone. Kylie said NBC would face huge lawsuits if they conceal evidence. If the video exists, it will be included in discovery. But how can they prove it exists if, let's say they got rid of it? Let's say they say it doesn't exist. How can they prove that it exists? Chris says, I'm so happy Lala thinks you are excellent. She's not coming for, yeah, I think I'm safe. Now, if anything happens to me, okay, I disappear, I get popped, I get shanked with the butter knife, you guys know where you need to be looking, okay? You guys know what you have to do. You gotta you gotta put the police on to Lala. Okay. If I get rabies.
The finale episode of Vanderpump aired last night. Did anyone watch it? Did they show my purge?
I was unaware. I was supposed to be watching Vanderpump.
Don't worry, I didn't watch either.
Okay. Okay. We will be watching though, because yes.
That's why I just asked, do I have to watch this?
No.
Or can I just freeball it when we're talking about it?
No, because I'm not going to talk. I'm not addressing any VPR
Beautiful.
news
Don't
until
wanna watch any
third
so
part of the reunion. And it's going to be very quick. You guys don't need to weigh in. I don't want questions. I'm going to say my piece. We're going to move on. And I never want to discuss season 11 again. And I hope by that time everyone gets their fucking rabies shots because they're foaming at the mouth. These fucking bitches in these streets on socials. I'm like, yo.
Amen, amen. We got
me tired.
What?
I said they make me tired. The rabies bitches.
Okay, so
I'm like, yo, rabies bitches. Yeah. Hashtag butter knife gangsters. I'm gonna need to put a butter knife emoji. For real though. Yvonne says Candace threw it. Did she throw it at Ashley or did she like throw it down and it flipped up? I'm trying to remember that exact scene in Candace's house, or the house that Ashley said Candace's mom bought for her that upset Candace. Lucy says, I love how Lauren promotes her show by bragging about not watching it and encouraging others not to watch it. Yeah, that's could be why it's not on anymore. HNH says Lala went from being the biggest dummy on VPR to getting screwed over by Randall. And then all of a sudden she pops out a baby and thinks she is above everyone. She thinks she's LVP. You didn't know she's LVP. Yes. Pamela says, don't come for me either. I was trained to fight by a Golden Gloves champion. Don't come for Pamela. Pamela will get you if you come for me. Okay? She'll get you. Yeah, she does. She just thinks she's above everybody. Allegedly. Chris says, we're coming for you, Lauren. we got eyes on you. Okay? No offense, all offense, but oh my goodness. So shout out to Faith. Hopefully she sees some kind of justice, because if all of those claims are true, that is just horrible. And I have to say if, because all of them are allegations at this time. Don't sue me. I ain't got shit. Okay. You want to get popped? I will give you an ice cold pop. Okay. I'll give you ice cold Diet Coke. I got one regular Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing. You will get some pop. Not popped. Lucy, Butterknife Gangstas should be the name of our girl gang at the next BravoCon. We could make, I'll wear that jacket. We should make jackets. Butterknife Gangstas. And we'll go, Gangstas, make the butter go on the bread. Butterknife Gangstas. Butterknife Gangstas, make the butter go on the bread. Butterknife Gangstas. Okay, I got to work on it, but we're getting a song. April says, I can't believe tonight is this the season finale of SLC. I'm so sad. It's so good. I'm so sad too. I'm so sad. Okay. Speaking of Salt Lake City, I'm just ready for a million more episodes of Salt Lake City. We are going to get a 3-part reunion. They did drop the trailer for the 3-part reunion. And so I was going to look at it, but I don't know if I have. So let me do the audio of it because I think I screen recorded it and it is going to be juicy. Okay. Let me find it here.
A 3-part Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. I'm a little worried for my ears. Is there a safe word?
Bezos.
Opa. I kind of thought you were going to wear the necklace.
Let me actually.
I thought about it. I'm friends with the jeweler, and she said that nothing was purchased.
Oh, you guys got to see this. Let me pull it up on my Instagram because Queens of Bravo posted. I know a lot of accounts did, but we'll check out the Queens of Bravo version. They posted the 3-part trailer. Queens of Bravo. Okay, there's the queens. There they are. All right. Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong account. Come on, queens. Where'd it go? Maybe it's just on their reels. Nope. Okay, let me try. Let's try this again. One more time with feeling. Oh, that I clicked on, I think, Queens of Bravo plus. Queens of Bravo. They got multiple accounts. Sarsies. All right. And according to page 6, Jen Shah's prison sentence reduced again. Her new release date is November 3rd, 2026, according to Queens of Bravo. So Jen Shah's prison sentence reduced again for defrauding the elderly. Her new release date is November 3rd, 2026. And please, dear Lord, baby Jesus of Bravo, do not let that woman back on the show. I don't need to hear her side. I don't need her. I don't want her. Put it in the chat. Anybody want Jen Shah back on the show? Because I know I don't. Okay. Thank you so much, Trish. You guys are so sweet. You just sent me a PayPal. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will check that. Thank you. Shout out to Trish Mansfield. Appreciate that. All right. Let's look at this trailer. Give me a thumbs up in the chat as soon as you can hear the audio.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. I'm a little worried for my ears. Is there a safe word?
Bezos.
Opa.
Bezos.
Opa. I kind of thought you were going to wear the necklace to the reunion.
I thought about it. I'm friends with the jeweler, and she said that nothing was purchased.
You also said on Twitter that Lisa's G-Wagon was repossessed.
You asserting Bronwyn had a miscarriage.
Watch your tone.
Watch your
All
tone.
right. Okay.
I am talking.
I don't care.
Let you talk.
I am not going to let you spread lies about me.
How is Robert Jr. doing?
You guys were saying maybe Lisa's had affairs.
Your friends sent me photos of someone you were dating.
You have a side chick in Ohio.
I'm getting angry. The whole reason I came here was not for this. I am finished.
I am finished.
A 3-part Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. I'm a little worried for my ears. Is there a safe word?
Bezos.
Opa.
Bezos. Opa. I kind of thought you were going to wear the necklace to the reunion.
I thought about it. I'm friends with the jeweler, and she said that nothing was purchased.
You also said on Twitter that Lisa's G-Wagon was repossessed.
You asserting Bronwyn had a miscarriage.
Watch your tone.
Watch your
All
tone.
right. Okay. Okay.
I am talking.
I don't care.
let you talk.
I am not going to let you spread lies about me.
How is Robert Jr. doing?
You guys were saying maybe Lisa's had affairs.
Your friends sent me photos of someone you were dating.
You have a side chick in Ohio.
I'm getting angry. The whole reason I came here was not for this. I am finished.
She is finished. Ooh. All right, is there another? Okay, then we have the Mary Cosby screenshots. So, 3-part reunion happening after, well, starting next week after tonight's finale. So much now accusations. I think what we all kind of wondered. Bronwyn's necklace, that expensive, however many $1 million diamond necklace that allegedly her Krabby Patty husband was giving her for their reunion. Lisa Barlow says, I'm friends with the jeweler and you never bought that shit. So did he rent it like PK? We'll find out. And then we see Krabby Patty husband coming for John Barlow. And John Barlow says, watch your tone. He's like, you watch your tone. And oh my goodness. Little passive John Barlow and Krabby Patty husband like this. Bronwyn husband. Very interesting. Meredith not liking any kind of cheating allegations that Seth may have a side chick in Ohio where he was working for the Big Lots that is now going out of business. It's Big Lots, right? I think it's Big Lots. And she's like, I am not here for this, for my family. I don't like where this is going with my family. So she's not happy about that. And I will say, I did see pictures of Lisa Barlow after the reunion, and she used all the bronzer. There was no bronzer left in all of Utah after that. The pictures that were posted, it was so much bronzer. I've never seen that much bronzer in my life on one person. I would love to know Lisa Barlow's real skin color. No shade. Wear as much bronzer as you need to. I put on some bronzer too, but it was like so much. I think her shade of skin is like mine, maybe a little more olive, but she had all the bronzer. It was just, that chair has got to be covered in it, like we've seen in previous seasons of Housewives reunions. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm going to do a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City watch party tonight. Rodolfo, thank you for asking. Yeah, Big Lot said, bye, bye, bye. 6 minutes left to work. Yay, Casey. You have a great night, Casey. Come back and join us for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City watch party tonight. DGF says, Meredith is as melodramatic as Quad. Meredith is very melodramatic. Yes. Michelle says, Lucy, wondering if an Ohio mistress is in danger to Utah housewives. I mean, possibly. Meredith, Kenzie says, Meredith and Seth's relationship is so confusing to me. It's confusing to me as well. I think it's confusing to Meredith. I think it's just confusing overall. I don't really know what they're doing, you know. Silly Goose says, yeah, Dorit took the rest of the bronzer for the next week's episode. She looked like a bowling trophy. Not a bowling trophy. Oh my goodness. Chickenhead, thank you so much for the super chats. Chickenhead says, retired corrections here, and she can get more good time. And no, do not. What is Jen Shah doing in jail that she is getting all of this, credit for good time and her sentence being reduced? Do we not remember what she did? I mean, targeting vulnerable people and stealing their money so she can live a fake ass lavish lifestyle. I don't know. There's just, are we the last people that think that defrauding the vulnerable and the elderly is just an unforgivable offense? Like, yes, you did your time, but also I don't want you on my TV. And I've heard almost the entire OG cast of Housewives of Salt Lake City say that they wouldn't mind Jen Shah coming back. No, she's going to ruin it. She's going to ruin the freaking show. Chickenhead PK Dorkface Neely says, also so over people walking off the show. Right? Stay seated. Stay seated. Yes, Silly was never any justice. Cammie says she's putting on play. She probably is. She's probably the star. She's got people braiding her hair, brushing her teeth, washing her feet. She probably had a couple relationships, allegedly. She's going to leave with a couple wives, a couple girlfriends. Witnesses no to Jen Shah. Yeah. Evelyn says Jen Shah is teaching exercise class, makeup classes, I think, plus good behavior. Are you serious? Oh, goodness, adios mio. I don't know. April says, will there be a watch party? Jolene, yes, there will be. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Osflagro says she's a criminal and she really hurt others. Have to say it. Mary, too, with her church, which is closed and being investigated. And we'll see what happens with the investigation to Mary's church. But it does look like we're going to get an emotional update on Robert Jr. And we did see that he recently took to his Instagram stories to call all the other Salt Lake City housewives sluts. So that doesn't scream sobriety to me. No, it doesn't. But wishing Robert the best, hoping he can get on that sobriety train. Shirley, Traitors is tomorrow evening. What time is the watch party tonight? Let me look at, I have to see what time that, I think it might be on at 5 my time. So it's 5 Pacific or 6 Pacific. Will be the watch party, and I'll make that right as this after this live ends. So, oh goodness, Jen Shah, stay gone, girl. Unless, why can't they put her on Love After Lockup? Is Coach waiting for her? And maybe her and Coach can both be on Love After Lockup. Can they make it work after she's been locked up? That is a perfect show for her. Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, one of those trash shows. Not the Housewives of Salt Lake City. Actually, 90 Day might be a little too good for her. Love After Lockup. I would say 0. Okay, so then if it's 5 Eastern, I will be back here just a little before 5 Pacific so that we can watch the finale. Yes. Kylie said, didn't Mary and Robert Sr. initiate the investigation? Yes. So they, as we know right now, how the investigation stands is it's Mary and Robert Sr. that are accusing 2 individuals at least that used to work for them of mismanaging, misappropriating money within the church. So as far as I know, the investigation isn't into Mary and Robert. However, I don't think you're ever going to be able to convince me that there wasn't some shady stuff going on in that church by Mary and Robert Sr. No. Yeah, love during lockup. That could be. Oh, Coach might be making it work with some other woman. Wow. Good for him. Amazing. You guys, I want to get into a little bit. We're already at almost an hour and a half, but I want to get into a little bit of last night's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We saw Erika finally got her pizza party, and it was at Chuck E. Cheese, and she's pretending that she loves it. She doesn't. What it's so interesting with Erika this season is Erika is laying low, but I finally know what Erika's doing. Erika is here to low key, to sniper from the side, take down Sutton, Garcelle, any of the housewives that she, mainly Sutton, feels came for her during all the stuff that went on with her divorce and Tom Girardi and all of the victims of his crimes and the questioning, because Erika has built a case and she will pretend we're all fine, but she is here for Dorit taking them down and here for helping them. Now, Kyle, I don't feel like Erika's here to necessarily take down Kyle. Will she let Kyle some jabs get on Kyle? Yes, but Erika did not forget. And so she is not going to be happy until she sees both Sutton and Garcelle go down for what she considers to be crimes against her, which are questions. Now, I don't think Sutton and Garcelle did anything wrong while they were questioning Erika, because at the time, Erika was looking sus AF. And she was acting so weird and inappropriate. And the way she was speaking on the victims and how thinking that she's a victim. And I'm like, ma'am, she just didn't have awareness. Like, she had no self-awareness when it came to the situation. She didn't understand her privilege in the situation. I didn't like how she behaved with, material things, with the ring and the earrings and all the things. It just was gross. And she was like, I don't give a fuck about anyone else but me. I don't even care. So while she's laughing, I'm just redecorating my house. She sniped her from the siding, Sutton and Garcelle. And every episode and every after show makes it even more apparent what she is doing. Irrelevant Photon says, Erika's snide remark about not being able to take her husband's stuff in the divorce sent me over the edge. Oh yeah. She's like, and his other wife, honey, she cleaned him out. I was like 4 planes, 4 poles. That's because you guys are being investigated by the FBI. That's because your husband defrauded people he was supposed to represent as their lawyer in instances where they were in these horrible tragedies, fires. I mean, if you look at it now, like the fires now, Tom Girardi would have taken advantage of those people if they decided to sue, the city or California, Southern California Electric, like those type of companies, families who lost their family members in horrible plane crashes. That is very, I mean, it was horrible. That's why you couldn't be taking stuff, but you did still say, these earrings are mine. Honey, these earrings are mine. I don't even care, okay? No, you're not getting these earrings. And we're like, give up the earrings. Give up the earrings, okay? Oh my gosh, thank you guys. So we see Erika. She only expressed it like 13 times that, honey, I didn't get a pizza party. When Tom and I went through our divorce, you guys were just questioning me because things were in the LA Times, New York Times, all the times. You guys had all the questions. That's because they didn't want to think that they were friends with someone who could do these horrendous things to the victims. They didn't know your involvement, and you definitely weren't helping the situation. So Erika was like, I didn't get a pizza party. So finally she gets a pizza party at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, okay. And I saw the after show, and I think Erika's trying to get, watch, there will be a commercial, a brand deal with Chuck E. Cheese. Something will happen. I know that doesn't make sense, but something. Because the way she was praising Chuck E. Cheese, it was like they're on the payroll, or she's on their payroll. Because Kyle's like, oh yeah, it's got a rat or something, and she's like, it's a mouse. Honey, it's got a mouse, and the pizza's pretty good. Okay, so shout out to Chuck E. Cheese. Thank you. She's trying to look for brand deals anywhere she can. She's like, Chuck E. Cheese? Sure, I'll take it. Whatever. All right. Erika she wants that money, honey, because she's trying to redecorate. And she told us, in last night's episode, style doesn't mean that you have to have money. You just have to have a budget. You just have to get the most stylish things you can with that budget. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she said. We also get to see Dorit versus Kyle, the ending of the Viper Room conversation where they literally went Bad Girls Club on each other and lunged at each other. Dorit was ready to go. Kyle had 76 veins. 76 veins were popping out of Kyle's forehead and neck, all the veins. Kyle was veiny. She was so mad. And we find out, so we're talking about the Kyle texting with PK, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world, that Kyle's like, what's the big deal? I'm sorry, if any of those ladies were texting Mauricio, you would lose your splits and ponytail. You would whip them in the splits and the ponytail. You would be so mad. And we also find out that when she says, oh, we just text memes. Oh, no, honey. Because she finally reads one of the text messages, and it appears from the text message that she's like, you're my friend no matter what happens. I've never told anyone anything you've ever told me. I'm sorry, what? That's your friend, Dorit. I know you don't like her very much for whatever dumb reason, but she was your friend. That's your girlfriend that goes against all girl code. That's making it seem like that's more than memes, that he's like sharing secret things with you or things about the relationship. And you're not even giving Dorit that kind of support, but you're there for PK. And that's the guy who's separated and possibly ultimately maybe going through a divorce with your friend. And we found out what we thought was true. So Kyle's lying, saying that it's just memes, and all the other housewives agree basically, like, yes, it's inappropriate to be texting your friend's soon-to-be ex when you're not even being a good girlfriend to her. You're not being there for her. Why are you really texting him? It's weird. That's not girl code at all. It's so dumb. And Kyle is such a hypocrite, because if it was happening to her, it would be the biggest deal. Oh, remember, she still can't get over the fact that Dorit read a text message from her during the reunion. The text message directly had to do with the reunion because you were trying to manipulate Dorit into not talking about the issues with your friendship because you like to be sneaky and hide stuff. Kyle, oh my goodness. So we also find out that she never forgot about those rumors that were spreading about Mauricio and Dorit. You know, once everyone saw right after Dorit was robbed, and in that episode where PK comes back from England, wow, and Dorit is just a mess, you know, and her and Mauricio and PK hug, and then Dorit goes in and kisses Mauricio's arm, which then I believe that was the catalyst. That was the thing that really opened up the door of, oh, maybe there's something going on there, you know, when really it was weird, but most likely Dorit was, I don't know, maybe she was in shock at what she had just been through. Maybe she thought it was PK. You know, granted, like what we talked about last night, she was feeling the arm. She was like, this arm is so firm. It's so buff. It's so different than PK's mushy arm. It's younger. It's taller. It's more attractive, but it could still be PK. And then she kissed, hoping that maybe PK had been working out in England. And but Kyle always, you know, acted like that wasn't really a big deal. But then we come to find out, she was like, oh yeah, when she went to Bose's house after Bose got fibroids out. I know it's part of the show and they have call times and they get how the show works. But what, as even part of the show, I would go, Kyle, I would say to production, if I was Kyle, I'd be like, I don't want to talk about this shit with Bose, as she just had like grapefruit softball size fibroids removed. I don't want to talk about my BS. So I'm trying to connect with her. But there was Kyle going, let me tell you about my bullshit. And see this? This is a picture of Mauricio, of her kissing his arm while they're doing a 3-way hug with PK. So you're like, ooh, Dorit was always going to pay for that one. She was always going to pay. Kyle put that. Remember when that lady came up and was talking to Mauricio at the white party years ago? And Kyle came up, she goes, get off him, that's my husband, you bitch. And Lane's like, ugh. You know, she's all like probably pilled up and drunk, you know, just like a Brentwood wife, like, what? I'm just talking to the guy. And she's like, get off of him, you freak, get away from him. And her daughter was there like, Kyle, come on. So Kyle was never going to let Dorit get away with that. Again, a lot of projection onto Dorit and other women rather than your own husband. Like the calls coming in from inside the house. Okay. The penis is leaving the house allegedly. So then Sutton decides to bring up to Kyle, well, there was infidelity in your marriage. And Kyle was eating her lunch and it was so weird, you guys. She was just like, did you guys know? She was like, sorry, who's infidelity? When? How? Why? And Sutton's like, yeah, you told us. I mean, we saw how you acted to that other lady. That's not normal. That's weird. We've heard the rumors through the years. We've seen you admit that you lost the trust. We saw you talk about the Instagram stuff. And then the producers asked Sutton, you know, are you talking about Instagram? And she was like, no. But Kyle had the tightest mouth. She was just bottom teething the food. I'm like, what is she? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I've never had infidelity. Never had infidelity in my life. It was like this. The Chew said it all for me. And why they're still trying to protect this, you know, in some way I get it, because you have a family and daughters and you don't want them to look at him this way, but you're also on a reality show and you've shared everything and talked about other people's relationships year after year. So now your relationship is going to be talked about. And Mauricio just looks like the type that cheats. No offense, all offense, but he does. And there's a lot of smoke around. And they love saying where there's smoke, there's fire. And Mauricio is, yeah, he's allegedly guilty. But Kyle's like, what are you talking about? I don't know. I called Mo right away after the fight with Dorit. Yeah. And I told him I can't be friends with PK anymore. And he said that's the dumbest thing ever. Well, are we going to go by the guy that's like, you know, dating chicks young enough to be his daughter? Are we going to go by the guy that allegedly was possibly, you know, or according to you, lost your trust? So we're going to just keep listening to him? Oh my goodness. So Kyle, you know, again, just like, no, everything's fine. She's literally that meme where everything around her is just chaos. And she's sitting there like, I'm fine. Everything's totally fine. And it's closing in on her. and she's not able to hide the truth anymore. But she's so willing to out other people. That's the frustrating part. And I'm here. I never thought I'd say this. In 2024, 2025, never thought I'd be like, go Dorit. Never thought that day would come, but here we are. And when Dorit is finally saying, you will not talk to me like this, Kyle, you will not vein out at me, you will not scream, you will not ghost me, you will not, give me the cold shoulder, you will not make me into the villain. These are my boundaries, Kyle. And Kyle's like, oh my God. It's just beyond ridiculous. Yeah, Mo is loving his condo life. And Sutton called it out, and Sutton will pay. Kyle will never forget this. Kyle always makes you pay. And can we also talk about how Garcelle said, if you're a lesbian, just be a lesbian. I died when she said that because, yeah, if you're a lesbian, be a lesbian. If you're bi, be bi. If you're pan, be pan. If you're whatever, be whatever. And again, it is up to the person to come out when they're ready. But Kyle, you put it on TV. You put it on a show. You and your friend Morgan got matching tattoos. You were acting like you're in a relationship. You then, to, almost troll people more or to add more, get people more interested. You did a music video with Morgan where you guys were having sex with fruit. So each other and fruit. So when Kyle then goes, I just don't understand why people think that me and Morgan are like, I'm sorry, ma'am. You monetized this. You brought it to the show. You dangled it in front of people's faces. And then all of a sudden you're going to go, no, I don't want to talk about it. How dare you think I might be bi or lesbian or pan or like Morgan or have had a relationship with her? We only got matching tattoos, made out. She wrote a song. I just kind of morphed into her, dressed like her, talked like her, got into country music like her, thought she was like the best. And treat it like a relationship, but it wasn't a relationship. How dare you guys? How dare you guys? And I'm like, what? Yeah, Mo's the hoe. You's a hoe. I said that you's a hoe. So this whole Kyle now this season, her bringing Morgan on and being like, yes. And we're like, yes, Kyle's in her bi or lesbian era. I love it. And then she's like, just kidding. I'm sorry? Why did you bring it on the show then? And now no one can say Morgan's name. No one can think anything. And how dare we? And she always puts it back on either the other housewives or the audience. We didn't create this. I didn't tell Morgan to go over to your house. I didn't tell you to put her on the show. I didn't tell you to do a sexy video with her. I didn't tell you to get matching tattoos with her. I didn't care, ma'am. Oh my gosh. Like, let it go. Okay. So when Garcelle said that, I was like, and Garcelle, that won't be forgotten either. She's coming. Kyle always tries to exact her revenge, but I did like seeing that next episode. It looks like we're going to get people calling Kyle out on her BS, her lying over the text messages, this craziness regarding, her and Mo's breakup and Morgan and people, calling her out. And then she's like, I'm out of here. And then she runs away in her rhob. It was just, last night's episode was pretty good. I'm glad that Dorit is like sticking to her Lala finger guns and being like, no, bitch, you're not going to talk to me like this. Because Dorit really was Dorit's got her own issues and stuff. But when it came to friendships, I feel like she was the one that was always like the sidekick, the dismissed, even with like Vanderpump and now with Kyle. She's never really, and then in her marriage, she's never really had a very strong voice. She talks a lot, but she's never been able to assert herself, and people really haven't taken her seriously. They're just like, ugh, she won't shut up. She's this, that, and the other thing. And it is also hilarious to me how bothered the other housewives are with the relationship between Bose and Dorit. And Bose is like, okay, I am not in grade school. I can be friends with whoever I want to be friends with. And it's almost like they really wanted to pull Bose onto their side, I guess, to be against Dorit. And it's unnecessary. So I like that Bose is coming in going, no, maybe I want to be her friend. Maybe I do think this is a little, because it's never fun to watch a season of the Housewives or any shows where it's just a team up against one person, no matter who it is. It's never fun to watch that. So the only allies Dorit really has a season is Erika, because Erika wants to see them go down just as much. I mean, she remembered, she built a case against Garcelle, against Sutton, and a little against Kyle too, in my opinion. And so without Bose and without Erika, she would just be left on an island all her own. But I think that Bose is picking up on this. And I think Garcelle is especially like, what the frick? This chick who didn't even understand her own privilege, this chick who I had to, talk to her about my journey as a Black woman in America. Like there's another Black woman on the show and they're friends. And I think that is like very shocking to Garcelle because her experience with Dorit has been so different than Bose's thus far. But when I saw a scene of Bose and Garcelle together, I'm like, I really enjoyed them together. And I enjoyed, I wish, I guess I'm saying, I wish it didn't have to be an either or. I get Garcelle's never going to really like Dorit. That's fine. And I get Dorit feels like she tried so hard with Garcelle, whatever, but we don't need the team up. I'm interested to see where the Bose Dorit friendship goes and if it is genuine, and yeah, I hope she doesn't turn on Bose, and Bose has clocked it all. But I think that as much as Dorit's like ignorance that we've seen through the years, and the things she says, like, oh no, we have lots of people I have lots of friends of color, like people who work for me. And Garcelle's like, bitch, like really? Maybe, could it be possibly, maybe too soon? Could Dorit be learning? I don't know. But I get why Garcelle doesn't like her. I get it. But I also don't think we need a complete gang up on Dorit in that sense. Shine says Bose is smart and she did her research. Kylie says Garcelle was so transparent on the after show. She thought a woman of color would not like Dorit. I could see her thinking that because her experience with Dorit was probably like, oh no. But maybe the stuff she said to Dorit kind of sunk in. Now there could be the argument maybe Dorit sought out Bose, particularly to be like, see, I am not a racist. I couldn't be. Look at my friend Bose. And if that's the case, then that's horrible. But we don't know yet, I guess. And I feel like Bose is so smart. She'll know if this is what Dorit is doing. So we'll see. But I never thought in the year of our Lord, 2025 and 2024, I would be cheering on Dorit. But here we are. Kyle leaves us no choice. And I just think PK is gross. I've always thought he was gross. And I want Dorit to like get her own voice and assert herself. So Shine says Dorit was also very vulnerable when they met. Danielle says sad because both women, Kyle and Dorit, are hurting. And instead of supporting each other, they are fighting. This is the part that we've talked about that is the most sad, because when you see Mo and PK getting along, broing out, supporting each other, while Kyle and Dorit are about to come to blows with each other, you're like, why is it so different? And it's Kyle. I'm telling you, it's Kyle. Dorit would not have turned on Kyle like this. They really could have been there for each other. I think Kyle never really took Dorit seriously. Kyle likes to, in my opinion, what I've seen, she likes to stack up her friends. Okay, she doesn't like to be challenged at all. She likes to have a lot of people on her side. She's not one of those housewives that can go about it alone. She's not strong enough. She needs a team. She needs an army. Dorit was a part of the army, but she wasn't going to let her in the inner circle, especially after those rumors came out with Mo and Dorit, even though there's probably no legitimacy or truth to any of them. Kyle likes to be around people too that she can kind of make fun of and kick. And it could be because she was the youngest in her family and she, felt that way. There could be lots of reasons she does that, but we see her do this. Kyle wants to be the queen of her little group. And then she wants to kind of have everybody just be around her, but not, outshine her or call her out on anything. And I think that was true for Dorit. Dorit was her little like, come on my side rather than LVP's side. And now that is falling apart when it comes to Dorit, because Dorit has been pushed far enough and Kyle has said rude things, and like, oh, we're not really friends. She thinks we're friends. And it's just, it's embarrassing. And if Dorit really did think they were friends, that Kyle's like, oh no, I have way better friends like Teddy Mellencamp. You know, DGF said the Fox Force 5 colored Garcelle and Dorit's initial interactions too. That's a good point, DGF. I feel like maybe the greatest thing would be if Bose could maybe be the bridge that Garcelle and Dorit need in their friendship, in their relationship. Because I think there are bigger fish to fry out there. Irrelevant Photon says Mo also told the camera how he thinks Dorit is the hottest of the friends' wives. I forgot about that. That probably didn't go over well. No, Kyle's like, hey, jealousy. As much as she pretends she's not. Oh, yeah. Care Bear said, Sutton said Dorit cowers tore down to Kyle. She used to. I agree. And we'll see what happens with Sutton, because Sutton's trying to repair her relationship with Kyle, but Sutton also knows that so much of Kyle's, air is acting. It's a facade. It's fake. And she knows how Kyle works because she's been iced out by Kyle. So Dorit and Sutton actually have way more in common, and they shouldn't be arguing with each other. And they should see that, like, hello, who's pulling the strings over here? It's Kyle. It's Kyle. So Lucy says, I loved when they cut to Kyle's stank face when Kesha was complimenting Dorit's outfit. Kyle's not going to like any kind of positivity coming Dorit's way. Very jealous. And even her sister Kathy Hilton's watching going, yeah. That's Kyle. Witness says it's obvious Kyle plays fast and loose with the truth. Ooh, fast and loose. It's on film. Dorit has clear perspective, in my opinion. Is she perfect? No, she's not. But Kyle changes like the wind. Yeah. Dorit is a flawed character, but we're now seeing her be what appears to be like genuine, like standing in her truth. I'm going through it in my marriage. My husband's an alcoholic. I've been put through it. All of these things happening in her life. She's told us straight out, my life is a mess. It's horrible. Okay. I'm a mess. Where Kyle, she hasn't been transparent like that, and so we see Dorit now taking this, new stance on relationships. No longer is she going to be talked down to, because we saw PK talk down to her. We saw Kyle talk down to her. We saw LVP talk down to her. We've seen Dorit get talked down to. And again, she is a flawed human like everybody, but this is kind of her, emancipation from the bullshit. Like, she is like, no, I am going to stick up for myself. I'm going to have a voice, not just talking to talk. I am going to have something to say, and you're going to listen, and you're not going to talk down to me. You're not going to disrespect me. And here's my boundaries, bitch. And I'm going to lunge at you like I'm a bad girls club. Lexi says, Bose doesn't seem to be a grudge holder. No, Bose is a very successful businesswoman, and she's had some very traumatic things happen to her in her short 47 years on this earth. So most likely Bose has developed what a lot of these women haven't, which is perspective. That's what it seems like, just from the little bit that I'm getting from her. She has a perspective that they don't. Not that they haven't been through stuff. I mean, Kyle went through some horrific things with the loss of her best friend, taking her own life. That was horrific. And now with her marriage, but I think the audience would embrace Kyle so much more. And if she would just be vulnerable and open with those things and not try to put on this fake whatever she's doing. Because it's one thing if she was just, scared, but she demands this from other housewives and her other castmates, and will call them out and talk about their marriages and their relationships through the years. But she somehow wants to be untouchable. And that doesn't make any sense. Hype man husband, child, you sweetie wipe the CD. You're beautiful. Witnesses Kathy's not perfect, eccentric maybe, but she knows not to go into the deep end of the pool. Those Richard sisters relationships it's a mess. It is a mess. Evelyn says Dorit is being real this season. And Kyle is far from authentic. That's it. I mean, people, I think, especially in these shows and these times and stuff, you do want some authenticity. And we're not seeing that. We're seeing her again move the target onto someone else. And Kyle's anger toward Dorit, for the reasons she says, do not make sense. but it's starting. The truth is starting to come out. Kyle doesn't realize that she is sharing the truth without sharing the truth, because through her lies, we see some of the truth coming out. DGF says, I'm rooting for Dorit. I think she may be capable of self-reflection. I think so, and I hope so. Anna said, Big Kathy effed up all 3 of the Richard sisters. Allegedly, it was not good. Silly Goose says, Kim is living for Kyle, taking heat, I bet. Oh, yeah. Kim's probably, while she's allegedly squatting in Kyle's house, she and won't leave. I don't know if she's left yet. She's probably got the DVR going, watching all these episodes. So good episode last night. Next week's going to be even more interesting. We're finally starting to get into a groove with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this season. I think it was hard for me to embrace this season because Salt Lake City has been so good. And I felt like Beverly Hills started just not great. Dorit was right out the gate. Like, here's what I'm going through. Here's what's happening. And then we have this Kyle shit where she's like, I'm mad at you because I BravoCon you. No, that is not why, Kyle. And we have Kyle, again, when she could be, women empowerment with Dorit, and they're going through a similar thing where she just wants to shit on Dorit so that the attention seemingly is away from her. And it just comes off as disingenuous, inauthentic, and yucky. But now, as people are starting to figure out and not what Kyle's really doing and the lies she's telling, and not just simp for her, it's getting interesting. All right, you guys, well, I'll be back later for the watch party for the Salt Lake City finale, which should be very fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining live and participating in the live chat. Unfortunately, I don't get to all of your comments, so please comment after the video posts so that I can go through and read the comments that I missed. Shout out to all my super chatters today: Amalish, Artist, Pamela B, Chickenhead, PK Neely. You guys are wonderful, lovely pumpkin spice babies, and I appreciate your support. Thank you to those of you who sent Cash Apps, PayPals, Venmos. Shout out to my members and also my mods and just everybody watching. You're all wonderful. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tonight for the Salt Lake City finale watch party. But until then, remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.